All right, guys. This video is on your adding and subtracting rational expressions. So another warm-up was an inequality 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 is greater than 0. So I have graphed it, and I want you to see the difference, okay? Let me remind you, this, oopsie, this was your first inequality, which was in between the points. And remember that the answer was -5 and 2 with open parentheses. This is on the outside. It's colored on the outside. And as you notice, you got two places that it's colored versus one place that it's colored, okay? Here we had one answer. Here, now we're going to have two places that it's colored. So that means two answers, so not B and not D. That's a one answer. That's in between. Two answers, because we got two places that it's colored. And, okay, so we got it right here, and we got it right here. And the parentheses are going to be closed because we have a solid line and because we got an equal sign, okay? So once again, the parentheses is going to be closed because we got a solid line and the equal sign, okay? So it's greater or equal to, which makes parentheses brackets, okay? So it is going to be A, all right? Okay, now let's look at adding and subtracting fractions. So remember that to add and subtract fractions, their denominator got to be the same. All right, so they have to have a common denominator. Now, 3 and 2 right here. So we are going to have 2 over 3 plus 5 over 2. To make them the same, you do have to multiply them by each other. So the common denominator here will be 6. If you don't know that, simply, if you got a 3 and you got a 2, 3 is going to be multiplied, oopsie, sorry about that. 3 is going to be multiplied by 2, which is this number here, twice, top and the bottom. And 2 is going to be multiplied by 3. So by each other, okay? Now, on the top, we're going to have a 4 over 6 plus 15 over 6. Now, remember that when you add two fractions together, the denominator simply carries over as 1. You do not combine 6 times 6, 36, or 12. You're simply just carrying it over one time, and you add the tops. So the top is 19. Okay? Now, when you're subtracting, so save that if you need to write it down. Now, when you're subtracting, same thing. You got to have the denominators the same. So here you got 3 over 10 and 1 over 5. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can recognize that the common denominator, a common number that they both go into, is going to be 10. So I can simply multiply this 5 by 2 to make it a 10. Okay? Twice, right? So this is going to be 3 over 10 minus 2 over 10 equals 1 over 10. Okay? If you don't understand the part where this only is the only side that I need to multiply, that's okay. What you can do is you can write it again, 3 times 10 minus 1/5. And what you can do is multiply them by each other. So we can multiply the 5 by a 10, and we can multiply the 10 by a 5. That is okay. Okay, so whatever it's on the bottom, we're going to multiply by each other. You're going to get the same answer because here 5 times 3 is going to be 15 over 50. And then here 1 times 10 is going to be 10 over 50. And if you subtract them, that's going to be 5 over 50. And if you simplify them, it's going to be 1 over 10. Okay, so either way is fine. All right, so moving on to today's lesson, okay? So once again, today we're doing adding and subtracting fractions. You must have a common denominator, okay? So if you don't have a common denominator, find one. Factor denominators, find a common denominator, least common multiplier. Rewrite both fractions with common denominators, and then add and then subtract and then simplify it, okay? So on number 1, we both have a common denominator. Means both of these bottoms are the same. So what we can do is just simply write it as one bottom. We're not going to write it twice. We're going to use that one time. And we're going to combine and add the tops. So that is x squared plus 9. And you can leave it at that. If you would want to simplify it any further, I did not do that in class. You can square root this top, okay? You are going to get x plus 3 and x minus 3 on the bottom. And you can cancel these out to leave you with x plus 3. Just saying. I did not do that in class. I stopped right here, okay? And that's okay, because we're just adding and subtracting, okay? All right, pause that if you need to. All right, next one right here. Actually, let me, hold on. That's a little bit better. So this one right here, number 2, also have the same denominator. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine it. Now, this one is subtraction. There is a very, very important method when it comes to subtraction is treating it as you subtracting the entire fraction, okay? So what do I mean by that? If I'm putting it together, I'm going to use the 2x minus 1 as a 1 denominator, okay? Now, when it comes to the top, when I'm combining it, I want you to understand that you cannot write it this way, 3x minus 1 minus 2x plus 5. That is not correct. You subtracting in the negative 2x, it's not the only one that is going to be negative. You're subtracting the entire fraction. So what does that mean? That means that you're going to take 3x minus 1 in a parentheses minus the top, which is 2x plus 5, okay? Now, as you notice, you got a negative in the front. When you distribute this negative, you're changing the 2x and the 5, okay? So you're going to change both when you drop these parentheses. So you got 3x minus 1 minus 2x, now minus 5, over 2x minus 1, okay? Now, at this point, you're going to simplify it, meaning combine like terms. So the only like terms that I got here is 3x and negative 2x right here. So 3x minus 2x is just x. And then we got negative 1 and negative 5, which is going to make it negative 6 over 2x minus 1. Now, you cannot simplify it any further, and you're going to leave it at that, okay? All right, now it's becoming a little more complicated. So it's a combination of changing these, okay, quadratic equations into a factor form. So writing it down here for you. So we got to do that first. So we're going to multiply the first number times the last one, which is 2, has to equal to the middle number, which is 3. 1 and 2 are 2 factors. So that means x plus 1 and x plus 2 would add up to give me a 3. So what I'm doing here is I am going to rewrite the top as x minus 1, and then the bottom now as x plus 1 and x plus 2. Plus x times x plus 1. Okay, now I want you to look at the left side. Remember that this is a adding and subtracting, which means the denominator, the bottom has to be the same. I got 2 things here, okay? I got x plus 1 and x plus 2. Now, on the right side, I only got 1 thing here, x plus 1. So what is missing? X plus 2, very good. So x plus 2 is the one that I am going to multiply the right side with, because I want them to be identical, okay? I want this to look the same as this, okay? So what's missing on the right side is x plus 2, and we are going to multiply the top and the bottom by x plus 2, okay? So now, let me put that down here very quick for you. Now, because the bottoms are the same, I can write it all on one fraction, okay? I'm going to use one of the bottoms, not going to write it 4 times, just 1 time because they're identical. Now, when it comes to the top, I am going to use the entire top right here and rewrite it, okay? Because really, after you have the same denominator, means the same bottom, you don't worry about that bottom anymore. You're only going to complete the top from that point. So you got x minus 1 in the parentheses, once again, plus x times x plus 2, okay? Now, what is the operation here? To drop the parentheses, I need to take this x and distribute it into both, okay? So x minus 1 for the first part, plus x times x is x squared, and x times 2 is 2x. And then the bottom, of course, again, we just keep repeating the bottom just going to keep staying the same, okay? Now the last thing to do is combine like terms. So I got 1x squared here, okay? I got x and 2x. That's going to make it a 3x. And I got negative 1, okay? These are my, all the terms combined. And on the bottom, I got x plus 1 and x plus 2, okay? Now I'm done, all right? Pause that if you need to. There's nothing else that you can do here, okay? Pause it if you need to write it down. All right, now number 4. Let's see number 4. Let's move it right here. Once again, we got to unfold a few things here. We got to put it in a simplest form. So let's start with the bottom here because we want the bottoms to be the same. So let's write it right here. This is 3x squared minus 2x minus 8. Once again, we multiply first number times the last one. Negative 24 has to equal to negative 2 in the middle. Two factors and multiply, two numbers and multiply to 24 and can give me a 2. It's 4 and 6, and 6 has to be negative. Now, remember that this has a leading coefficient of 3. Okay, so this is going to be divided by 3 here. Okay, so x minus 6 does divide by 3, so this is going to be x minus 2. And then 4 does not divide by 3, so 3x plus 4 comes here. What does that mean? That means that instead of this, I'm going to have these factors. So let's rewrite it. I got a 2 and an x minus 2 here. Let me see, hold on. Okay, I got a 2 over x minus 2 here, plus, and on the bottom now, I'm going to have these factors. 3x plus 4 times x minus 2. And on the top, I'm just going to repeat x squared minus 12 because I am only worried about the bottom at the moment. Now, once again, when I look to the right and to the left, the right side has 3x plus 4 and x minus 2. The left side only has x minus 2. So what is missing is 3x plus 4. So I am going to multiply this side by 3x plus 4 to make the bottoms look identical, which means that I also got to multiply the top by 3x plus 4 as well. Now, at this point, I got the same bottom, so I can put it into one big fraction. And again, I am only writing the bottom one time, 3x plus 4, x minus 2. And on the top, I'm going to take the entire top right here and put it together into one line, okay? So 3x plus 4 times 2 plus x squared. And again, this is a separate fraction, so I'm going to keep it in a parenthesis so I don't get confused. Okay, now the 2 is going to get distributed into the top, meaning multiplied. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3x, it's 6x. 2 times 4 is 8. And then I'm going to drop the parentheses for the second factor because there's nothing to distribute. And the bottom just keeps repeating all the way to the end. You are not going to do anything with that bottom moving forward. All you worry about is the top. Now for the top, we are going to combine like terms. I got only 1x squared. Okay. I got 16x. And I got 8 and negative 2, which is going to give me negative 4 over 3x plus 4 and x minus 2. And you're done right here. All right, so, all right, so now let's do number 5, okay? Let me move that up very quick for you. All right, so once again, this is subtraction, okay? So this is going to be very important. You got to remember about this negative here all the time, okay? Because it's going to change the sign of the entire fraction, okay? So this is what we're going to do. We are going to unfold the bottom here. We are going to multiply first number times the last one here. We are going to get a 6 and a 5, and the two factors are going to be 2 and a 3 because they can be both positive. So we are going to say x plus 2 and x plus 3 instead of, and then x squared plus 5x on the top, minus. Here we only get x plus 2 and then 3 on the top. Now, again, looking at you want them to be the same. You see x plus 2, both, okay? And x plus 3, it's missing, okay? So what we're going to do here, we are going to multiply this x plus 2 by the missing x plus 3, top and the bottom, okay? Now, my bottom is the same, so I can put it into 1 and not worry about the bottom anymore. Now I'm going to take the entire top once again and put it together. What I do want you to notice is this negative here, okay? So I got x squared plus 5x as one of the factors, minus 3 times x plus 3. Now, as you notice, this negative 3 is going to be distributed to the x, and this negative 3 is going to be distributed to the 3. Negative 3, not just 3. So I'm going to have x squared plus 5x here. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times 3, it's negative 9, over x plus 2 and x plus 3, okay? Now we're going to combine like terms. The only like terms we got is these two. So our answer is x squared plus 2x, because 5x minus 3x is 2x minus 9 over x plus 2 and x plus 3. And you're done. Pause that if you need to do that. All right, let's move that to this side now. Hold on 1 second. All right, it's moving. All right, never mind. It's not working, cooperating for me. All right, so this one, it's a little bit different. It's still subtraction, but I want you to notice is that I cannot unfold the bottoms. So I got x plus 3 here, x minus 5 minus 2x minus 6 over 3x plus 1. There's nothing I can do with the bottoms, okay? They have nothing in common. So the only thing I can do is multiply them by each other. So because this one has 3x plus 1, but it is missing x minus 5, I'm going to multiply it by x minus 5. Because this one has x minus 5, but is missing 3x plus 1, I'm going to multiply it by 3x plus 1. Okay? Now the bottoms are the same, so I am going to put it all in one. Okay? So the bottom stays just one of them. And again, I'm not worrying about the bottom anymore. Now I'm going to take the entire top and put it together, including this negative sign. So I got 3x plus 1 times x plus 3 minus 2x minus 6 times x minus 5. Now there's two different ways to do it. Some students want to distribute this negative here and then multiply. I strongly suggest that you take each of the sides and do a box method. You multiply these two factors, and then you multiply these two factors, and then you distribute the negative. That's what I am planning on doing. So first, I'm going to multiply these two factors here. So I'm going to do a little box method here, or you can do FOIL, 3x plus 1 and x plus 3. Everybody should know by now how to do a box method. This is 3x squared, x times 1 is x, 3 times 3x is 9x, and 3 times 3 is 3. You are going to combine things that are alike in the middle. So you got 3x squared in the first box, 9x plus x, it's 10x, and then the last box is 3. That's this, okay? Now, I'm going to take the second part and multiply it right here. You're going to have 2x minus 6 and x minus 5, okay? Now, x times 2x, 2x squared. X times negative 6, negative 6x. Negative 5 times 2, it's negative 10x. Negative 5, negative 6 is 30. Again, you're going to combine like terms in the middle. So you got 2x squared minus 16x, because negative 10x plus negative 6x, it's negative 16x plus 30, okay? That's this one. Now, I'm going to rewrite that right here, okay? Very quick for you, so you can see it, all right? So, we're going to rewrite it. So we got the first parenthesis, which was this one right here, which is this, okay? So we got 3x squared plus 10x plus 3 minus, this is the minus, the second parenthesis, 2 factors, and that was 2x squared minus 16x plus 30, okay? Once again, guys, okay, we took this piece right here and replaced it with this, and this piece right here and replaced it with this one, okay? Okay, and on the bottom, of course, just repeat. Bottom does not change, okay? Now, I would suggest that you distribute the negative. So negative gets distributed to all of them, which means this changes to negative, this changes to positive, and this changes to negative, okay? So, you're going to drop the parentheses, 3x squared plus 10x plus 3, minus 2x squared now, plus 16x, and minus 30, over, again, the same bottom denominator, okay? Now, the last thing to do in this big, awful question is combine like terms. 3x squared minus 2x squared, it's x squared. 10x plus 16x is 26x. And 3 minus 30 is negative 27 over our common denominator of 3x plus 1 and x minus 5, okay? Yes, I know this is very long. All right, pause it if you need to. All right, this question right here, you can actually put it in Desmos. You can put this question in Desmos and then all the answers and see which one it matches to confirm your answer. All right, now I'm going to solve it very quick for you. So we got x over x plus 1 here, plus 8 over 4x minus 5. Now, once again, x plus 1 and 4x minus 5 has nothing in common. So what we can do here is multiply this by x plus 1 by each other. And then what here we can do is multiply it by 4x minus 5, top and the bottom. Okay? So you are going to put it into 1. You're going to have a 1 bottom of 4x minus 5 times x plus 1. And on the top, you're going to use all of them together. So you're going to have 4x minus 5 times x plus 8 times x plus 1. Now, once again, we are going to distribute. Your x goes into the 4x. So that's going to be 4x squared. Your x goes into negative 5. So that's negative 5x. Then you got a plus 8 goes into the x. So that's 8x. And 8 goes into the 1, which is 8. And then the bottom, again, just repeats. And then you're going to combine like terms. So we got 4x squared. Negative 5x plus 8x makes it a positive 3x plus 8 over 4x minus 5, and x plus 1. And once again, that is answer C. Okay? Pause that if you need to. All right. Now, the last one, oopsie, the last one right here. All right. So for this one, you need to unfold the bottom. Just a reminder, x squared minus 9, when you square root that, you're going to get 2x's, because x times x is x squared, and you're going to get positive and negative 3, 2 of them, and instead of this. So we're going to say x plus 3 and x minus 3, 6x squared on the top, minus 4x over x minus 3. Now, right here on the left, we got x plus 3 and x minus 3. Here we only get x minus 3. So what we're missing is x plus 3. So we are going to multiply this side with x plus 3 to make the same common denominator, okay? Now, we're able to put it all into one fraction, okay? That has x plus 3 and x minus 3. It doesn't have 4 of them, just one common denominator. Now on the top, I got 6x squared minus 4x times x plus 3. Once again, with the minuses, it's very important that you're paying attention that you're distributing negative 4x and negative 4x to both the x and the 3. So 6x squared will repeat. Negative 4x times x, it's negative 4x squared. Negative 4x times 3, it's negative 12x. A lot of students made a mistake here and made it positive. Of course, the bottom will repeat. Okay? Now, 6x squared minus 4x squared will be combined to give me 2x squared minus 12x over x plus 3x minus 3. And you're done.